I want you to fade these NFL players in Week 6 on Sunday. If you are new, my name is Austin from Calling a Shot. As I talked about in the earlier video I posted on Saturday, I currently have no electricity, so I'm sweating in my office. I hardly even have a laptop. It's barely functioning. It doesn't even have Wi-Fi. We were impacted by Hurricane Milton. Hopefully have electricity by Tuesday. It is what it is. But with that comes the return of the notebook. If you watched the earlier video, you would know the notebook returned. There's an anytime touchdown parlay right there, a little backwards. Ooh. Hopefully you caught it. If not, go check out that video and all my other overs. This video is all about taking unders. I know no one likes taking an under, but they've been really good to us this season. And unders have a lot more ways of cashing than overs, so I encourage you to lock in. We got 4 unders today, 3 straight bets, 1 a parlay that I love for Sunday. So again, appreciate you for tuning in. Sorry for no editing today. If I tried to edit on this laptop, it'd probably take like 6 hours because it's pretty slow. So instead, we'll just bring back the notebook, which has only been featured in the channel a few times earlier on in the summer for when I was in Greece on a cruise and stuff like that. Hope you enjoy. I'll put all the picks down below in the description. So if you don't want to watch the video, you're like, Austin, this is painful. I hate watching you sweat. Well, certainly you can go down there and check them out. Or you can join the DubClub where you already would have gotten all the picks early. The first pick of the day, Justin Herbert, the Los Angeles Chargers QB, under 31.5 yards for his longest completion, minus 115 on DraftKings for 1 unit. Again, Justin Herbert, under long completion, 1 unit. Now, why am I fading Justin Herbert? And honestly, I don't remember my record on longest completion. We've only lost 1. I think we're 6-1, so pretty good on this one. Now, Justin Herbert so far this season, if you've been taking the same exact under, you're 3 of 4, as he did miss a game. Did he miss a game? No, I think he had his bye week. He has not missed a game. He's a grinder. But so far this season, he's under in 3 of 4, which is great for us. Now we've seen him end with a 27, 29, 27, and 37-yard completion. So getting close with those 27s, but 37 he went over in his last matchup. And how did he do it? It's against the Chiefs. And Lad McConkey took an 8-yard route, and he just went running around, ran through people. He had 30 yards after catch. Obviously, that could happen. That's how you could lose a longest reception, and it happens like that. However, I'm still willing to go back to this one. I didn't even take it last week whenever he played. Now, Herbert's average air yard per target, or per attempt, 3.2 yards. So he's barely throwing it down the field, which is great for us. We don't want him to be throwing it a ton. The only QBs with lower average air yards per attempt, Bo Nix, Deshaun Watson, and Jacoby Brissett, who just got benched. So obviously, pretty low down there. He does not throw it far down the field. Why do we also like this? A perfect matchup for us. Denver, who we will face on Sunday, 3rd fewest passing yards per attempt in the NFL. 4 of 5 QBs that face the Broncos have also gone under this line. The only guy that went over was last week, Gardner Minshew. He got over with Brock Bowers, which, you know what? I'll let it slide because that was actually our over in receiving yards, and it came on the first drive. Now, Brock made a ridiculous play. He basically mossed someone and they ran up the field. Could happen again, but I'm going to be honest, the Chargers do not have Brock Bowers. Spoiler alert. Now, if you look at who his other weapons, who's he got? Quentin Johnston? I'm not too afraid of him, and he's probably shadowed by Pat Surtain. The other guy that I expect to have actually a pretty good day is Lad McConkey, but I don't see him going far down the field, and we just need to tackle him, not let him get what he got against the Chiefs, where he got a 37-yard catch, most of it yards after catch. This is a very good Broncos secondary, and what they're also very good at is getting pressure. 3rd in pressure or blitz or pressure rate, 2nd in blitz percentage. So what they're doing is they're coming at you. Justin Herbert, we're coming at you, buddy. You better get the ball out of your hands quickly. Obviously, that could lead to some yards after catch, but if the ball's out of his hands quickly, we got to take our chances with them not getting a 32-yard completion. Also, the Broncos, 25 missed tackles this year, 8th lowest. So pretty good. They're not missing tackles, which is perfect for us. I like taking this one at Justin Herbert, the LA Chargers QB, who should be active, under 31.5 yards for his longest completion, minus 115 on DraftKings. I don't see the line changing, but if it goes to 30.5, you can take it there as well. My second pick in this one will actually be going to London, as we're taking an under there. And it's on a Chicago Bears running back, DeAndre Swift, under 55.5 rushing yards, minus 115 on BetMGM for 1 unit. Why are we fading Mr. DeAndre Swift? Now, DeAndre Swift coming off 2 great games. Give him a round of applause, everyone. Come on. Wonderful work, Mr. Swift, coming off 2 great games. Why? Because he faced the Rams and Panthers, 2 of the worst run defenses in the league. If he couldn't do it then, he could never do it. Well, and why do I mean that? Well, the Rams, 7th most rushing yards allowed in that, or the Rams are the most rushing yards allowed per game, Panthers 7th most. 2 teams that really struggled to stop the run. Hint, hint, we have a play on an over against the Panthers, and it's 2 RBs for the Falcons. So stay tuned for that. Go watch that video before this one. Let's talk about this, though. Despite being great these last 2 weeks going over, he hasn't looked great. Among 40 qualified running backs, Swift, 22nd in explosive run rate, 35th in yards after contact. So this man is just getting a lot of open lanes, and he's storming through them. Great, proud of him. If he's not getting any yards after contact, though, so he's not really breaking tackles. Well, here comes a bad matchup against Jacksonville. Now, Jacksonville's had an easier matchup running against guys. I believe they missed Jonathan Taylor last week. He was gone for the Colts. I forgot who was missing the week before. But at the same time, this is still a Jacksonville Jaguars defense that was really good at stopping the run last year. It's been pretty good this year. This year, 8th fewest rushing yards per game, 10th lowest missed tackle rate, and 2nd lowest yards after contact. So they're getting to your guys and they're bringing them down. Obviously, that's great. We've seen 5 RBs have 10 or more attempts against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's how they did. Devon Achane, 24 rush yards. Deontay Foreman, 42. James Cook, 39. Cam Akers, 53. And Sermon at 38. So any running back that's had 10 or more attempts still is under this line. And you're also seeing DeAndre Swift, despite looking good the last 2 weeks, still losing some work to Roschon Johnson, who I arguably think is better than him. And I think this could be a week. Maybe DeAndre Swift struggles like he did at weeks 1, 2, and 3. And we see him get a game where he's like 10 carries for 19 yards. Like, what the heck is he doing? Also, I think the Bears' offense can just pass all over the Jaguars' secondary, which sucks. So I think it's a big Caleb Williams day. A couple of the Bears' pass catchers might be in day 2 of the ladder challenge. I really think this is a good spot to take DeAndre Swift's under. Coming off a big week, give me his under 55.5 rushing yards, fading him into the ground. That's a winner on Sunday morning. My third pick, we go to another street bet, I believe. Actually, no, this is actually a parlay. I lied. Parlay time. 2-leg parlay. Put up on the screen, so it's pretty close. Javonte Williams is the first leg, under 60.5 rushing yards. The second one is Rico Dowdle of the Dallas Cowboys, under 55.5 rushing yards, minus 108 on DraftKings. These are alt lines. So if you're looking at them, you're like, Austin, Javonte Williams is like 45.5. Rico Dowdle's like 41.5. How the heck are you getting these lines? Go on to DraftKings. They have some alt lines for you. Take advantage of them. It's pretty cool. Now, if you're like, Austin, I don't have the ability to take those alt lines. I don't have a DraftKings account. I'm in a place that doesn't have DraftKings. I'd maybe consider taking either of these for half a unit or both, or taking the regular line in a parlay, just a half unit. So you have most you're losing half unit, but you could be, it'll probably be like plus 130, 260, depending on what the odds are. So I like fading both these two guys, Javonte and Rico Dowdle. Why are we fading their yards? We'll start with Javonte Williams, who, just like DeAndre Swift, is actually coming off a good game. However, he gets a tough matchup. This is a matchup against the Chargers. The Chargers on the season, 10th fewest rushing yards per attempt, 6th fewest rushing yards per game, 2nd lowest missed tackle rate. Another team that does not miss tackles. Like I said, just like DeAndre Swift, Javonte has looked good the last 2 weeks, but both in very positive game scripts. One was against the Jets, who haven't actually been great at stopping the run. And then last week against the Raiders, who haven't been great at stopping the run, and they were up by a ton of points. Well, now we could see the debut of Audric Estime, the rookie out of Notre Dame, right? And he missed the first 4 weeks on IR. He's questionable to play. Feels like he is going to play. I imagine he takes a few touches. And so I look at this as a spot that Javonte, I don't think he gets a lot of run. Maybe he gets 10, 12 carries. Tell me he has to get over 60.5 yards. I don't think he gets about 45.5, which is his regular line. I like the safety here at 60.5. I don't think a big day's coming for him. Next up, Rico Dowdle. Now, Rico Dowdle is coming off a big game. He had 20 rush attempts last week against the Steelers on Sunday Night Football, that ugly game that was delayed for an hour and a half. He had a good game. I'll give him his credit. However, this is a much tougher matchup against the Detroit Lions. This season, Detroit, 4th fewest rushing yards per attempt, 4th fewest rushing yards after contact, and the lowest yards per, 4th fewest lowest yards per carry and success rate on zone runs. Well, the lowest yards, let me repeat, the lowest yards per carry and success rate on zone runs. So they're the worst team to run against if you're running zone runs. Well, 60% of what Rico Dowdle does are zone runs. So don't expect a lot of success coming from him. The last running back against the Lions that had success was Kenneth Walker, but Kenneth Walker greater sign Rico Dowdle, in my opinion. I think this is a bad week for Rico Dowdle. I think we see the Dak Prescott be leaned on a little bit more. He's throwing it a ton. I think we see a big game from Dak. Not a great game from Rico. Give me the under for Mr. Rico Dowdle. I like his regular under at like 40-something.5. I like it parlayed with Javonte Williams. Getting some alt unders here, a little bit of safety, minus 108 on DraftKings. I love this one, 2-leg parlay. Fourth and final pick of the day. Let's dive in to a half unit play. That was a 1-unit play. This is our final play in this video. It's a half unit, and it's Lamar Jackson under 0.5 interceptions at minus 130 on Bet365 for a half unit. Now, if you're on DraftKings, they have this at like minus 140. Another leg I like to throw in a parlay Jaden Daniels alternate rushing yards line. I don't see Jaden Daniels having a lot of success on the ground. It might get closer to his regular line, which is like 48.5, but you can take him up to like 80.5 and get this to like minus 120. I like that there. Just a half unit. I don't like to lose a full unit on interception props because Lamar could throw a dot right into Mark Andrews' hands, although he doesn't throw the Mark Andrews. He plays left tackle these days, but he throws a dot. Guy punches it. He just doesn't know how to catch, goes to DB, and then I'd be pissed if we lost a one unit. So instead, we'll just stick to a half unit. Lamar Jackson under in interceptions. Now, if you don't know, now you know it's a system play. The Commanders have 0 interceptions on the season. So we've been taking this the last 3 weeks. We cashed with Joe Burrow, cashed with Kyler Murray, and last week for plus money, we cashed with Deshaun Watson, and that man stinks. We cashed all 3 of them, and now we're coming back for some more with Lamar Jackson. It's a little juiced, sure, but as I've talked about last year, they weren't much better. They only had 8 total interceptions. 3 of them came from Desmond Ridder. Since the start of 2023, only 6 QBs have thrown an interception versus them. So 16 of the last 22 have not thrown a pick. Eventually they'll get one. Let's hope it's not to Lamar Jackson, who's only thrown 1 interception this season. So Lamar's been really good at taking care of the ball. I think he's able to establish the ground. I don't know if they'll be able to stop Derrick Henry and him running the football. And so I really like this under for Lamar. He has not thrown a pick in 17 of his last 25. He's been really good at protecting the ball. Is it minus 130? Yes, but whatever. I'll take a chance here. I like Lamar not to throw an interception. It is just a half unit on interception props because they can be a little bit random. There could be some variance there, but I like that one. Again, Lamar Jackson under in interceptions. A reminder of all the picks down below, linked in the description, but I will recap them for you right here real quick. First one, Justin Herbert, under in longest completion. The second one is our man DeAndre Swift, early morning, waking up to a winner. DeAndre Swift under in rush yards, 55.5. Third one, that 2-leg parlay, all unders for Javonte and Rico Dowdle, just rushing yards. And then the fourth one, just a half unit play, Lamar Jackson under in interceptions. That's a great card. That's a winner. Again, if you want to go check out our other video where we talked about a bunch of overs, some parlays, and the anytime touchdown parlay, you know what, heck, guys? If you're this far in the vid, I'll find it for you. Notebook works wonders. Here it is. Just kidding. Gotcha. Sign up for Underdog using code COS or get a free square, and they'll match your first deposit up to $1,000. Sorry, not free promo, but it is what it is. Here's the anytime touchdown parlay. If you're 12 minutes and 16 seconds in, this is what I'm rolling with. Chris Godwin, Marvin Harrison Jr., and CeeDee Lamb. Don't tell anyone. Promise. Don't tell anyone I showed you this here. But go check out the other video for all the overs that we got this weekend. That has been an edition of the Sketchbook, and I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday. I'll have day 2 of the ladder challenge posted soon, and when it is live, I'll link it somewhere over here. I'll link our other 2 videos for you to tap into. Have a great Sunday. Apologies again that I'm sweating out here, but having a good time recording these videos for you. You guys have a great Sunday. Good luck on your picks. It's awesome. See you later. Peace.